Shabbat Shalom. So in our Parsha this week, we read from Pinchas, and we pick up the narrative of last week's Torah portion, in which we learn that Pinchas, the grandson of Aaron the high priest, witnesses adultery and idolatry, and responds by zealously killing the individuals engaging in these acts. In fact, at the time, we understand that there was so much misbehavior among the Israelites that a plague broke out in the entire community. Now, this is a complex story about the ways in which we all engage with mitzvot and our collective responsibility to encouraging behavior that is in alignment with our values. And while on the surface, the Torah seems to commend Pinchas by having no significant consequences, our rabbinic tradition is quite bothered that there was no judicial process. In doing so, the rabbis teach us about how we might engage with things that are broken by using the text to teach us how to live in pursuit of wholeness amidst the heaviness of our world and the transgressions that Pinchas witnessed. And so at the very beginning of our Parsha, we read about Pinchas and the entire people, and that God will noten lo et briti shalom, grant them God's covenant of peace. In the text it says briti shalom, a covenant of peace or a covenant of wholeness. Now, this isn't the same as the rest of the covenants in the Torah. The word shalom, shin, lamed, vav, mem, is written with a vav k'tiyah, a broken vav. In the text, there is an actual gap in the line that makes the letter, as if to say there is no wholeness without repairing that which is broken. Shalem or shalom cannot be achieved without engaging with the difficult parts. And so we're reminded that being in pursuit of wholeness is a process and involves tending to and repairing that which is broken. It reminds us of the fragility of shalom, of peace, and that we have a whole lot of work to do. So as the Parsha goes on, we find more ways the text tries to show us examples of being in the pursuit of wholeness and peace, of fixing the broken vav. We see this with the daughters of Zelophehad, who are seeking their rightful inheritance of land by teaching us to recognize the value of each person and demanding we deconstruct structures that prevent success and growth for all. We see this in the bestowing of Joshua's leadership, that we have to be open to new ideas and different paths, that the broken vav doesn't have one set of directions. And finally, the text teaches us that ritual and routine, connection to community, Shabbat, and holidays help us to fill that empty space that exists between the broken pieces to bring about a little bit more wholeness in our world. And I know our community does all of these things each and every day by our caring and justice in prayer and study and simply connecting and talking with one another. And yet, identifying as part of our community is only the first step. Engaging in repairing that empty space by our collective work of shalom is what is needed from each and every one of us. And earlier this week, I saw an example of this kind of work in the larger Jewish community. In Israel this past Monday, the Israeli Supreme Court ruled that the chief rabbinate, the arbiter of religious law in Israel, must open rabbinical tests to women, which prior to this week was not permitted, which is a big deal, not just legally, but symbolically, and for the entire Jewish community. It's the first time the state of Israel is formally recognizing women's Torah scholarship within the structure of the Orthodox rabbinut, Rabbi Seth Farber, who founded Etim, an organization working to make all of Israel's religious institutions more respectful and inclusive, filed this petition back in 2019 alongside the Rachman Center for the Advancement of Women's Status and the Kolech Religious Women's Forum. And so in an article in the Times of Israel this week, he said that this ruling matters in two significant ways. First, it says clearly that even the Rabbanut is not above the law and can't discriminate against women. And second, it affirms, he says, well, what we at TBE already know, that women's Torah learning is serious, rigorous, and worthy of recognition. Now, it's important to remember that the IMPJ, the Israeli Movement for Progressive Judaism, our Reform partners in Israel, have been fighting for religious equality for decades. And this is one of the important outcomes of why voting for the Reform slate in the World Zionist Congress election matters. So in this remarkable coincidence of timing, this decision echoes the story of the daughters of Zelophehad, that all voices matter. It's one more example of how the broken vav in Shalom gets mended little by little when people refuse to give up on justice, and in this case, religious egalitarianism, and step in to repair what is fractured. And we know this work is not theoretical. The world is heavy. From violence and uncertainty, from political unrest and polarization, anti-Semitism present in frightening ways. And while holding all of that, we carry our own personal challenges. Illness, grief, anxiety, isolation perhaps. The Vav is not just broken in the scroll, it feels broken in our lives and in our world. And so we learn from the stories in Parshat Pinchas of the daughters of Zelophehad, and even when wholeness feels so far away, that we are not powerless. Our tradition has never sought perfection, but it does ask us to engage, to show up, to be present, and to repair. The broken vav in the word shalom is a reminder that wholeness includes the empty space that needs repair. And so on this Shabbat, may we be blessed to bring what we have, our hands, our hearts, our minds, our voices into that empty space. And let us support each other through the heaviness. And even when we see broken, let us keep moving towards shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Aleinu, Aleinu. Will you sing that with me, please? Aleinu, 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 Aleinu. And one more, we'll add some harmonies. Aleinu, Aleinu. It's up to us to build the future. It's up to us to light the way. It's up to us to make tomorrow more than today. It's up to us to find the meaning. It's up to us to blaze the trail. It's up to us to push our limits. We will not fail. Aleinu, 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 Aleinu. It's up to us to forge connections. It's up to us to lead the charge. It's up to us to stand united, 'cause that's who we are. It's up to us to start the process. It's up to us to lend our hands. It's our obligation to help leave the nation better than when we began. Aleinu bayom hahu, bayom hahu. Aleinu bayom hahu, bayom hahu.